And we're back, people. Deluded. I'm back again. We got Zara in the building. It's exciting times to be an Arsenal fan. We got a lot to discuss, my guy, man. What you saying?
How you doing, DG?
I'm good, my guy. I'm good, my guy. Man. We got a lot to discuss.
Time, man. Long time. Yeah, a lot has happened since we last talked.
We got to go over Madueke. We got to talk about Gyökeres. I want to talk about Eze and Rodrygo thoughts. You know what? Let's start there.
We finally played a game.
We finally played a game. That's what I was just about to say. Let's start there, man. Did you watch it yesterday?
Yep, watched it yesterday. Luckily, we get it for free, which I actually was right before I realized.
How you look at it for free?
I was about to buy it, bro. The whole entire preseason is on TV for us. So we don't even need to buy. We don't even need to buy it through the site. So if you're in America,
my gosh,
it's on CBS Sports Network. I was literally 2 seconds away. 2 seconds before. I just went to my football app and I saw CBS. I was like, what? Then I went and I checked on my TV and it was right there. I was like, oh shit.
We ain't got that luxury, man. You know the landscape of football in this country. You got to have, if you do it legitly, you got to have all the packages. You got to have Amazon Prime now, and you have to. Well, if you didn't get the early pass on Arsenal, where it's $9.99 for all the games, I think it's like $3.99 a game. So yeah, they're robbing us blind, man. But pick up yourself. What'd you make of the game?
You know what? I'm being accused of making too much of it. Maybe people are right. Maybe I'm in panic mode already. It's I mean, the United is 3 weeks away, but I looked at it from a critical point of view, kind of thing. I mean, these athletes nowadays, bro, it's not like the old days where summer is they're getting like 6 to 8 weeks for summer breaks, and guys are drinking beers all summer, so they actually have to get into shape. These guys are in shape pretty much on the physical side. They're in shape pretty much all year round, kind of thing. So. It was good to see them. I saw more of what I saw last season. It felt when it came into that final third area, was still missing that the final killer incisiveness. We probe, we'll shoot from far. Ethan had a nasty one. He had a very nice one, good touch, and he hit, just wide.
He got nutmegged as well, but we won't speak on that.
Yep, that is true. So we probe and we do good stuff in the 2/3 of the field, but the final side was still kind of lacking. The Saka goal, I thought, was good instinctive work from him, running off the backside of the guy. And the good ball from Kivior. Ethan, I thought he did well. The right side looked good. The right side really looked like it was in pretty much mid-season form. Ben White and Saka, we've got Timber on the bench too, so that's looking good on the right side. The left side is what had me worried. I thought it was a bit more static, less fluid than the right side. People will say Zinchenko is not playing and all, but just even I saw the same traits I saw in the individuals. I mean, and I'm referring to Martinelli here. I saw the same traits I saw last season, bro. It's like, dude, he's still doing the dribbling with if he just pops his head up.
Stop thing he does.
Bro, that guy, when he dribbles, if he just pops his head up, literally him just taking his head from down to the ground and putting it up will turn him into a Ballon d'Or level player.
His head is down more than Violet Myers, man. But yeah, go on, bro.
Yeah. Oh my days. But yeah, he's no, you're right. So it's like lift your head up. And I mean, he had that one run. He was giving them trouble on the left side, squaring it and all. What else? 29, of course, was good to see him back. We'll see how he goes this preseason. And then I mean, the highlight I'm sure for everybody was seeing the young bucks, the two 15-year-olds, Marley Salmon and Max Dowman. Of course, people have seen more footage of Dowman last season. He's the one that's people have seen. But Salmon, bro, I don't think people realize how impressive it is for a 15-year-old defender. We have seen midfielders and attackers, wingers, 15-year-olds, yes.
And we don't really see them come through our academy unless it's accidental ones like Maitland-Niles. Obviously, big up Miles Lewis-Skelly, but he was a centre mid. He's doing his thing at left back. Cole Gibbs. The last centre half we saw that really cut out a future here was Tony Adams. And me and you have spoken about this before. Not that I want to be like Chelsea or City or to a degree Liverpool. I do feel we need to bring through some more all-rounders. And what I mean by that is at them clubs, don't really matter what position you play. They're gonna kind of pop through. With us, we know it's more cute and clever, like Wenger kind of image players, if that makes sense. I love it, but that's the next step. So you're right about Marley Salmon. We won't speak on his penalty, and he's got a lot to work on.
Yeah, I mean that I didn't even the penalties. I don't care. I didn't even watch it all. I mean, he's a 15-year-old. He's not going to be taking penalties in
courage to take it regardless
situations like that. But yeah, I mean, just the experience, the opportunity to take in front of it would have been huge for him to make it and get the cheer and all. But bro, I mean, it's 15 as a defender. We see them as midfielders and all. We don't produce defenders from our academy, but 15 as a defender making it to the first team level. That's unheard of. You look around everywhere else club wise. I can't think of the last young defender that we had as alluded to that was somewhat decent. I mean, he didn't really come through our camp, but Senderos broke through when he was like 18.
He was shit though, man. Big him up for Real Madrid away, AC Milan away.
I'm trying to think of bro. It's like Giroud and those guys. Giroud was like 18. Like he was shit as well. Like you don't get defenders coming through and seeing a defender even on preseason tour at the age of 15. So I'm very excited about it.
Shout out Josh Nichols as well. I think he did well
too, bro. That kid is so technically gifted, man. He's so technically gifted. I'm worried about him because there is a good player in there. There is a good player in there. I think how old is he? Is he 17, 18?
I think he's like 18.
It's now
it's a difficult task ahead of White and Timber, but you're doing your thing.
Not even that. So not even that. Future-wise, it's just how much more can he grow? To make it at the top level, you need that physical aspect. The kid is what?
Seems like a late developer.
If you look, so that's what I'm hoping. I was hoping you'd say when I asked you how old he was, I was hoping you'd say 16. You know,
no.
That gives time to. But I remember he was on last season's preseason tour too, and all. But technically, the kid is brilliant. The kid is brilliant. It's just size wise. So, and then the new signings, of course, Norgard started the game. I thought he did okay. The Zubamendi, he did all right. Kind of what I expected. That sitting, it looked like he advancing the ball, sitting and advancing the ball a little bit. It was interesting to see Calafiori at left center back. Was that the first time he played there for us?
I don't think it's the first time, but I think you've done it in a cup. Like it's one where you're kind of scratching your head for the next time he plays there, and I think it's just a case of getting minutes. But that is his natural position. I don't know if Arteta sees him as that in the back four though.
Let me ask you this: with the rumors Kivio leaving, do you think Arteta was trying something there?
Probably, yeah, and no. If I'm honest, I think it was more about just getting players minutes. I'm sure he knows Calafiori can play centre half. Obviously, we can't disregard what Kivio did last season against Madrid and everything. But I probably reckon mainly because of what Kivio's done, he's put himself in higher regards. I think Calafiori prior to that would have probably been ahead of him. I think personally, at least for now, Calafiori's seen as a centre half, as a left back, or versatile kind of man. Just because you've got Magalhaes there. Give or take, you and Miles Lewis-Skelly, it's kind of fair game. We know Miles Lewis-Skelly, that's your position. I think with Calafiori, he's got to stay fit. And actually, it's funny you mentioned him because before the game, Arteta was saying, I've got high hopes for him this season, but he kept saying he's got to stay fit. And I don't want to exaggerate, but my only thing with Calafiori is I don't want it to be the Tomiyasu thing where you got a talented player, you never see him. Unfortunately for Tommy, his career at Arsenal's over 6 minutes. Yeah. And I think that's it's romantic, but it's almost disappointingly romantic in that. Have you ever thought sometimes, when you watch footballers, whether you like them or not, and they're at your club, like they might leave your club, but you never know when it was the last time they're playing. Like what I mean by that is when Tomiyasu played 6 minutes, I didn't know that was going to be it type of thing. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned Kivio. I have to big him up for the ball he put into the box. I don't want Kivio to go though, if I'm honest, but he might ask to.
Bro, he's a good player, very good player,
good player. But if you was him, would you stay?
If If I were him, would I stay? It comes down to two things. What do I want? I mean, the Arsenal salary is great. Arsenal salary is going to be most likely better than whatever you're going to get, but you're not going to get as many minutes. If he wants to play, which if he goes and he says I want to play, he deserves, just based off the cameo that we saw at the end of the season. There is a very good player in there. We saw that. Someone that has been playing the entire season comes at the end, it's quick run of games and he's immediately up to speed. That's impressive, So if he says he wants to go, I won't beef him for that, because there is a good player. But I would love for him to stay if it means give him a bit of the pay bump, an extra 10, 20 grand. Kroenke, you can't go to the grave with your 20 billion. Give the guy an extra 10, 20 grand, He's a very good player. What did you make of the game?
Do you know what? This is something I wanted to argue. Well, before I ask you that, because it's kind of on task with the screen. Same old, really. Like, for me, obviously, we're anxious as Arsenal fans, innit? We want to get over the line.
Our problem. That's my issue. That's why I got pissed yesterday.
Yeah, we want to get over the line. When it's not that we're nitpicking without context, but we're anxious, we're nitpicking. We all know the areas that need to be addressed. Obviously, we want to see different things, kind of what you said there. Yeah, like you want to see us look as much of a threat down the left as much as we are down the right and all the others. I wasn't expecting too much to change in one preseason game, and I'm not saying that to urge caution. Naturally, it's about fitness. It is our first preseason game of the tour. There is a bit of humility that goes around it. It takes forever to learn new things, in it. Like, obviously, we're quite critical of the stale play and the inverted stuff and the low blocks and the the strikers dropping into midfield. All of that takes practice, like that don't happen overnight. So if I'm asking for all of the stuff that you're asking for, I can't expect it to change when these guys have really just got back together. They've had one game. Now, what I am expecting to see is obviously fitness and no injuries, but you need to show me like a bit better in the Newcastle game and then a bit better against Spurs. And I've said this on my stream before. It's not that I'm urging caution. I will really be a lot more critical of the tactics and stuff past the 10-game mark in preseason, because I think people think preseason some magical place. You go wherever, Asia in our case, all the wrongs are just written. We go back into next season and bang, we're all chasing, we're chasing fitness. We're learning new stuff. Many new players have come into the team. We'll get into Gyökeres, but you've got Zubamendi. He needs to learn what's demanded of him individually and obviously collectively. Yeah. But that's what I was going to ask you. Like, should you be frustrated that it's slow and boring and no transitional play and all that kind of stuff?
No,
are we doing too much? Because I do feel that. Don't get twisted. I do agree with you. But as much as I said what I said, I still agree with you, and I think it's valid, and I want to see it. But like, should we be doing too much or being quite critical on one game? Where it's not making sense, bro.
There's truths on both sides. There's truths on both sides of that coin. And I think what the trap that I fell into more, I was a bit more extreme on the expecting beautiful football side. I thought I was like, all right, this is our second preseason game. It's the first one that we're seeing. That's another thing that people need. Another thing we need to keep in mind. It's the first one that we're seeing. It's the second time we played. We played against Watford, but they don't. I don't know why they.
That as well.
I don't know why they don't televise that one, but whatever. So, and I was a bit too harsh. I was a bit too. I was expecting. I was like, okay, we've signed the two. That's another thing. It's like, all right, we've signed the two new guys, right? The two new guys up front. In my brain, I was like, all right, I expect to see something dynamic, something new up front. In actual reality, those two new guys aren't even on the field yet. Those two new guys aren't in the field yet. So it's my expectations were wilder than what they should have been. And I didn't even what they should have been at this stage, and I didn't even taper them whatsoever. But it goes to your point where it's the whole Arsenal anxiety, the Arsenal fan anxiety thing that's
which is valid.
It's very valid because we are scarred, bro. It's the whole. We're so close. We're very close. Have we done enough? It's you have to, with these things in life, you have a moment. You have
to seize the presence, man.
If you miss that moment, it could be another diluted. If you ask me then, back then, the last time we lifted that trophy, if you ask me then, and you'd be like, yo, Za, it will be 20 something years and counting. See till you see this next.
I said you're bugging out, man.
Brother, I would have left you from here to hell.
They were the days we call the glory hunter. We call glory hunters for Arsenal winning. I'd have said you're smoking something special, man.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So if we're in, that's what's giving me anxiety. Is I feel like we're in this moment. We're back in this moment where it's been runs of second, bro. I'm scared. I'm hoping not, but I don't know if who knows? The moment may have passed, and it could be another 20 years chasing a moment.
God forbid. Let me ask you this.
That's why I'm saying we're close. We're still somewhat there. So now we have to.
We're knocking on the door. It needs to get kicked down now.
Mm-hmm. And it's what we've done so far. Yeah, I'm happy. We've done well so far. The window ain't closed. We haven't done enough, though, if you ask me.
I want to ask you a question. Speaking of that, Piggy's onto. I want to say, do you think we've improved our depth? And I ask you this because this is something I race around in my head. Because immediately I would say yes to you, and I believe that in some areas, like again, if we assume Gyökeres is done, that's one more attacking body. I know Madueke is not part of the tour, but that's one guy. But then when you look at it, Mascara, I keep calling him Mascara's come in. Tomiyasu's gone, right? Jorginho and Partey have left. 2 have come in. I'm not saying people are crying about left backs and we need another left back, but Tierney's gone. Maybe Zinchenko's gone. Another one hasn't come in. So have we really improved our depth?
What are you talking quality wise or numbers wise? Numbers wise,
firstly. Quality, they kind of overlap as well.
Actually, yeah, you're right. They do overlap. Have we improved our depth? To be honest, no. All we've done is we've changed our options. That's what we've done. Yeah. We haven't really added, as you pointed out. You did the math. Depth wise, it's a math number, and you literally just did the math. You said, what did you say? Jorginho out.
Jorginho Partey out, Zubimendi and Ødegaard out. Zubimendi, left wing at least for now, or the wide options by default with Madueke. All right, cool. But then if Madueke comes in and either one of Martinelli leaves, then
so you're saying left wing, but all right, let's look at that area as a whole. Let's look at the front line, because how we play modern football nowadays, the front line is dynamic, right? So you look at it as a whole. So
even if Martinelli and Trossard both leave and you get Rodrygo and Eze, which we'll get into and that's streaming, yeah, you've improved the quality and we wouldn't cry, but that's what I mean. Like, have you really improved the depth?
We haven't even improved. We've gone to somewhat tried to go to we've gone to a baseline, because if you look at it last season, we were short. Everyone was saying, what was everyone saying? The last season, what's it called for attackers? Saka backup. Saka doesn't have a backup. That's the only thing we've addressed. We've added a Saka backup, so we've gone to the thing. Then striker wise, I guess we've added an option in Gyökeres when that finally happens. Jesus, you can't really count because we haven't seen him last season. We're not this season. So, as you pointed out, depth wise, we really haven't. We haven't improved our depth. We've just changed our options.
And what do you feel about, obviously, like, I don't want to do the doom and gloom and crying and stuff like that, but I do think a couple of our signings in recent seasons, there's some level of a correlation with, we've got them in early, potentially before preseason, and they've done very well. Like Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, Rice the year before, you could say Raya and Timber, and it's just, boom, it's been amazing. Now, the majority of the signings have been done. Zubimendi's there, but Madueke is not involved, because fair enough, he wanted to be, but he's not involved. You haven't got Gyökeres. Like, are you disappointed by the fact that we haven't got these guys in for Singapore? Because the manager was very bullish and goosebumps, and we want these guys in, etc.
Nah, not really. And it goes back to the point where. So I get what he's saying. So ideally, yes. So is the manager right? Absolutely, 10,000%. Am I gonna be bashing down the wall, protesting because the signings didn't happen at a certain period of time? Not really. Physically, and it goes down to that point that I mentioned earlier. These guys are physically ready to go. So it takes them quicker. Nowadays it takes them quicker to get up to speed than it used to back in the day. So I'm not really worried about the timing. Having said that,
a deadline day signing is never ideal. You want them to at least have,
surely not.
You want them to at least have 1-2 games. I'm not freaking out about the Gyökeres thing because I think that Gyökeres. So why I'm not freaking out is because I think the Gyökeres one should be done by at least at the worst case. This is like doomsday. At worst case scenario, Emirates Cup. We could honestly see him play this next preseason game. That's how quickly it could be done. But by Emirates Cup, it's wrapped up. So I'm not really worried about that. It's just more. It's just more. It goes back to your depth thing. We still need a bit more because we haven't added to our depth. What have we? We haven't improved our depth-wise. I think we should be fine. Numbers-wise, we should be fine. But
I hope so. Last season was scary.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's so why this season gives me a bit more hope is this is the first time in the cycle, bro. This is the first time in the so like take for instance Saka. Yeah, Saka. So a European, even the South American guys. Yeah, even the South American guys because of Copa and them. This is the first time. This is the first time Saka's had 2-3 weeks off. This is the first time Saka's had 3 weeks off.
Probably the only time he has that.
He was done in May. That international break was 2 games. So he was done the weekend after the season was over. And he's going back into pre. So this is the first time he's had a 3-week, his 27-day break since COVID.
Mentally as well, more than anything.
Yeah, so this is the first time he's actually had a break since COVID. So that gives me hope that I'm hoping that numbers-wise, we should be fine. It's now more so quality is now my worry. Numbers were now set. I think quality is now my worry. Where once Gyökeres comes in, we have the 2 strikers in Havertz and Gyökeres, Saka, Madueke on the right. It's that left side that worries me where I like both Trossard and Martinelli. I think they're very good players, but not at this stage for what we want to do. I want them both in the squad. But at this stage, for what we want to do, we can't have them.
Do you think one needs to leave for us to bring someone in?
We can't have them as the primary option. Ideally, I would want a different primary option. Your question now, do you think one of them has to leave? In reality, absolutely, because this ain't Monopoly. Wages are actually real.
You know how honest.
And you know how Cronky operates. If it was a perfect world, it should be Monopoly because the guy has $20 billion. Just pay people, bro. Just pay for the title. That he doesn't realize how much more time it will buy him. If he just wins us a Champions League and a title, he can then tank the team, take a break for like 2-3 more. And actually, no, he can't do that. But it's just like just get us over the line. Do whatever it takes to get us over the line. But in reality, we're probably gonna have to sell because there's the aspect of the monopoly side, the money side, and also the player side, where players don't want to be sitting, the humans don't want to be sitting on the bench.
So then how realistic is it, then to because some people want both. Some people want both Eze and Rodrygo. Some people be happy with either or. Obviously, both are costly operations. Like for you, how realistic is it to maybe get both or either or? And a bit of a free question in one. Which one are you leaning to?
The realistic answer there, right? The one that I think is what will happen in real life is we don't get both. Because we've already spent
PTSD tells me Gyökeres could be our only signing, which I hope is not the case.
I think I honestly think I am 99. Let me not say 99. I could bet my life 70% that after Gyökeres were done.
Which I hope's wrong, but it wouldn't scare us.
You get what I mean. You get what I mean. Yeah. You get what I mean. Not my life, but yeah. It's just economically the Cronkies, we've already spent big, bro.
not got any
outgoings in their eyes.
Really
in their eyes, wages. Nowadays, what's big in football? What's big in bro? What's big? Look at how much Liverpool has just dropped. Look at how much you don't even know.
And they're still going to go rock up with Isaac.
That's the thing. Is Kroenke? Yes, he will rightly stand up and say, yes, I've spent money. He's right. He spent 300 million, but I hate to break it to you, it's just not enough anymore. It's just not enough because that 300 million keeps us at where we're at. The money that he spent so far keeps us at where we were at last season. Let me ask you.
Is that fair though?
What do you mean is that? That's the reality. The money that
I'm not disagreeing with you, and I don't think you're wrong necessarily because we're seeing what other people are spending. But I do think it's not like when we had Wenger and we're working with pennies. We've had bread, like we have had bread. So then let me just add two things on that. Like Miguel Delaney said, the Kroenke's ownership prefer Arsenal to be fully responsible with no financial risk. However, Mikel Arteta has strongly argued and successfully argued to extend the budget this summer. So fair enough on that point, but he's been given, for some people that are stingy, they've given him money. Surely now it's down to you because you spent 50 million on Madueke, where I don't know who else would have bought, but you've done that. Where it's an air of unpredictability. This is where I think it's overlapped. So
no, that's no, and you are 10,000% correct. You're 10,000% correct. It's now we hope and pray that what we've done is enough. Because I would be surprised. I'd be surprised if we add. Ideally, it would be nice if we can add something on the left, even if it means selling one of the two. I would prefer to keep Martinelli. He's younger, and then Pace. You can't train Pace. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing.
Good option in the squad, especially off the bench.
Where it's the best asset. It's the best asset for pretty much most sports. Pace. If you have pace, you have something that you can't. I can't go in the lab for 3 hours doing keepy uppies and come back 20 seconds faster kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? So upgrade there, but they have. This is where I hate. I don't want to use these words. Let's pretend. I give you credit. I give them credit. They have thrown money, but it's just not enough. We need in actual real world now because of what Liverpool's done. They waited too long to loot it. They should have just done
City
this
as well. Like January,
we were one player deluded. We were one player away 3-4 seasons ago. They wouldn't have to have spent 500. How many? 300 million thing. If they're just
playing catch up. Liverpool are even playing catch up because they should have given Arne Slot, their new manager, this last year, and they want to stay at the top. Like we are paying for the sins that. When the last 3 years we finished second in it. So in the grand scheme of things, it's that. But we've known we might need a left. Arteta's known you need a left wing. You tried to get Mudryk. We might need a left winger. You need a long-term Partey replacement or a different option. You might need more creative players. You might, as you said earlier, back up for Bukayo Saka, more defensive depth. And I feel in previous summers, if you need a striker and a left winger, you might have got away with either a left winger or a striker, or you might need a left back and a right back. You might have got away with either. I think because of time now, you have to get everything. Like you've left it too late. You have to hit every variable now. This summer we have to be fully equipped so that there is no excuses.
We are literally so that means that we have to get that left winger. They say I saw what's his name, the clickbait merchant. I saw the clickbait merchant say that we're not done. I hope he's right.
I hope he's right. I need to see Goosebumps.
Fabrizio. He said even with the Gyökeres, because he's the one that's all right. This is not about Fabrizio, but I freaking hate.
Now say your thing, man.
No, have you seen the guy tweets like 50, and this is what pisses me off, right?
He's not a real person, man. He's got to be several people. It's a lie.
I'm getting to the point where, and the thing is, I can't mute him. Because there's certain agents that love him. So I do need information from him. But with us, he's not the primary guy with us, right? Ornstein is the primary guy with us. With us, this guy has tweeted 20 billion times nothing about Gyökeres. The same freaking thing. And it's pissing me off.
Engagement, man. The game's the game. That's what he's on.
But I have his note because he works good with agents. Love him, so he has information first for a lot of things. I have his notifications on. That's the problem. I wish I could mute him.
Not alone. So when it comes to Eze or Rodrygo, which one would you want? If you don't think we can get both, or if we need both,
the more realistic one is Eze because of wages. Rodrygo. I don't think. Rodrygo wants, and that's the thing, is that Rodrygo wants to leave, right? Rodrygo wants to play. Rodrygo wants to feel important, but Rodrygo also wants to, he wants to get paid too. He's which, yeah, rightly so, because his resume, I mean, it's a team sport, so.
But it's Real Madrid.
When you're arguing for your salary, the titles do count. But in actual reality, it's a team sport. How much can those titles be attributed to him? That's a story for a different day. But I watch Eze week in, week out. He's the one I know more of. Rodrygo, I watch him when I can catch a Real Madrid hate watch, which last season was a bit more frequent than the previous seasons. I'm with CJ here a little bit. I lean a bit more Eze because he's the one I've seen. You know, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. And just purely based off that logic is why I lean Eze. And I think his one will be a bit more because he has a release clause, right? He has a release clause in his contract, and his wages I don't think will be Eze.
It feels easier to get done, isn't it? They're both difficult, but it feels easier to get done.
Eze, we could throw 150 at him and be like, all right, cool.
But again, the thing is for me with them, like obviously different denominations.
London, all right, cool. Say no more.
He's a key. They're both key players in it. So for me, you just got to put down the bread in it. Like you can't mess about. I'm not saying you necessarily have to activate the release clause, but I don't see us paying 60, 68 million all up front. But if you're going to do that, then naturally Crystal Palace say, cool. Don't tell us, make the money make sense. Don't tell us you're going to give us 20 million tomorrow and then 20 million in 10 years, or you can shove it in it really and truly.
What do you want on that left side? Because I feel like he's more like an Ethan.
This is where I think CJ's bang on. This is where I think this comment is bang on, to go back to what you're talking about, because I don't necessarily think Eze is better, but I think Eze is better for us. Or what I mean by that is kind of what you said, like you can see how it works and everything. I think it just makes more sense. Like as much as I think Rodrygo is a talismanic figure and all of this, and I don't really have any question marks. We're going to spend big money, and when I'm done getting gassed, Real Madrid, oh my God, left wing, we got a demon now. I don't know if you can hack the physicality. I don't know if you're going to get the numbers. You've been at Real Madrid, as you said, so you can deal with everything. But now you're the main man. There's players here, but there's no Bellingham, there's no Vinicius, there's no Mbappe. You're the main guy.
He's asking for 300,000. If you're asking for 300,000 a week, you better score me 30 and you better be winning the title.
But with Eze, with the greatest of respect to Palace, and I know he's been with Elise and they've got Water and they've got quality players. It reminds me of when we was proper crap, and it was even Saka's a young man, but he was even younger. It was just Saka and Inshallah. Eze showed me you can do that. I can see Eze challenging Odegaard. I don't think Arteta would do it, but you could have Zubimendi or Rice as a lone six, and he could operate there. I think he would be a better option off the right than anybody at the club apart from Bukayo Saka. I don't necessarily think you're a left winger, but I think you'd be a level raiser on anyone that we've got. So it makes more sense. And what you said there in that, for me, he's got 2 years left on his deal as well.
You even see him on the right.
We need someone on the left more. Pardon?
You even see him on the right too?
If Saka's not there, I wouldn't mind him off the right.
Yeah,
he could do that. Immediate Eze could do that if worse comes to worse. I wouldn't say he should be that, but I just think you're versatile. It makes more sense. But I think I agree with what CJ's saying here in that we might need a Rodrygo or someone a bit more because we're seeing the same things with Martinelli and Trossard.
Because if he's playing on that left, if he's playing on the left side, I mean, when you see him at Palace, he drifts in.
So Arteta would have to change the tactics. You'd have two people in there, and then probably Rice making the run.
Do we want we've got inside forwards, I guess. Do we want more of a what would be interesting? How about this? Just as an option, because even as an inside forward, I guess Martinelli goes byline and then he cuts in. He would cut in maybe earlier, but how about we as an option? I guess that may be the role because he's left-footed. Madueke, that may be the role that they're looking at Madueke played. How about we just get a traditional out-and-out left winger as an option? Left-footed, left
I would
winger.
love to. But this is what I was saying to my channel. As much as I love Eze and I love Rodrygo, and I would love either, let alone both. Whether we can do that is another thing. I'd actually love Eze because you could play off the left and you and Gyökeres could rotate, but we're not doing that. For me, when I see Eze, yeah, that tells me the club want a versatile attacker. We all know the roles he can play, and me and Zav just said that, right? If the club really want Rodrygo, that tells me you want a left winger that's going to upgrade this thing. Now, I can't tell you any names, but for me, it's a thing where if you can't get Eze and you can't get Rodrygo, go and get the others, because that's the skill set. Whether they're good enough or their development or whatever, go and get them. Because right now, and I'd love to know your thoughts, as much as I think Madueke is going to be versatile, you're going to get games. If he was to start off the left, because you do hear rumors, Arteta thinks he can change him and play him off the left. Let's just assume everybody's fit now, yeah? Pardon me, purely because I want to bring Gabriel Jesus into this. Gabriel Jesus, if everybody fit Gabriel Jesus off this is all the left-hand side, Zar, right? Yeah. Gabriel Jesus, Madueke, Trossard, Martin.
When does he get fit?
Huh?
When does he get fit? Do you know when he's back?
I think the start of next. I think the start of next year. I think they said as optimistic as November, December, as pessimistic as January. But all of those options, who are you picking on the left hand side? Madueke, Jesus, Martinelli, Trossard.
You included Madueke. Okay, so Madueke.
Yeah.
On the left.
Yeah, only the left.
Everyone's raring to go.
Yeah, everyone's ready to go. Who you going with?
So Madueke, I haven't seen on the left. That's the thing, is that Madueke I haven't seen on the left.
You should watch the Liverpool highlights. Liverpool last year or England.
Bro, the one this pisses me off because I don't want to pick him. You put me in a very tough spot. And when you said everyone's fit and raring to go, you put me in a tough spot on the left side. Out of everyone you mentioned, that first season, I get flashbacks of him running down that left side. Gabriel Jesus. I'll try Jesus on the left.
But the man just can't stay fit, and he's not fit.
He's a better. So he's a Martinelli kind of dribbler, but better. Low.
But that's the things are that's the thing. Like, we brought in somebody, and assuming Madueke, you still don't know who's the number one. Like, we've got two pieces to a three-person puzzle. Like, Saka's locked down the right, Gyökeres through the middle. I'm still waiting on that left, because the left is what cripples us. Big up Lewis Skelly and Rice doing their thing in their roles, but they're left winger, and we're not going to get out the hood until we pattern that.
Yeah, it's and you saw it in the preseason game. You saw it. If you watched, you saw it. You saw that. You saw how fluid that 3 unit on the right of White, Nwaneri, and Saka, as compared to the unit on the left with the with the Jesus, not Jesus, like with the Zinchenko and Martinelli, and then Rice was over there, I guess. But we have to do something about that left side. Oh, that's an interesting name, Fabio Vieira. But it looks like he's on his way out.
You need to go, man. Big up Fabio Vieira, but come on, man. It's over.
Zambi, what's going on with the? Did he play? No, he didn't play. But I saw he's.
Yeah.
Is he on tour? Zambi.
Yeah, Sambi was there, but he didn't get minutes. Nelson did though. But that's the thing, yeah. That's why I know fans are drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, Nelson.
I'm not doing it. I
love the guy, but don't. Because on Sunday, what's gonna happen? Martinelli's probably gonna play better than Trossard.
Here's the problem.
The complete opposite. This is what we've seen for the last few years.
Deluded. It's because our left side is so bad. Our left side is just not. It's so static. It's not fluid that you could come in and have a little cameo like Reece Nelson and everyone's salivating for you to stay. And then it just erases your entire history of knee injuries since you're 18 years old. It's like, I'm not doing it.
Fulham are onto him again as well, if I remember correctly. Apparently they want to get him on loan. Marco Silva said there's a lot to do. I think it's not fair to Nelson, and it's probably not fair to Arsenal. You're 25 now. Like, we're still looking at you like you're 19. Probably needs to go somewhere that you've got some stability. The same with Lokonga, the same with Fabio Vieira. It's like you're at Arsenal, but you're not. You're going to go on loan or something, and then you go back. You need to move on. And I'm sure the Cronkies are like, well, you lot told me to give him a new contract of 100 grand.
That's exactly what I was about to bring
probably
up.
Earning more than Lewis Skelly. You don't make sense.
Deluded. I was about to bring up the fact that, let me tell you something. Reece Nelson cannot even complain or say nothing, because if there is one guy we stood by during his injuries, not a single Arsenal. He's another one. He's another one like Tomiyasu.
We love
got
Nelson.
raise and what's it called, but no one complained. No one even pointed out. I mean, I pointed out for Tomiyasu, but Nelson, I just leave alone.
And that's the thing. Like, it's we got to remove a bit of romance. And to be fair, big up Declan Rice, because he said Madueke is going to shock a lot of people. I just want to see it. I don't care about potential. It needs to be realized, and that's no disrespect to Madueke, because you didn't buy yourself. If we want to get over the line, we need to get over the line now.
I don't know if you saw the interview or the full quote, but
I read it just before we was here.
Yeah, I don't remember what I didn't tweet any that, which is thank God. I didn't tweet anything, but I don't remember what I said on shows. But I honestly do feel I feel bad for my. I mean, I didn't go crazy like the
as you wouldn't. Like most normal people didn't doing petitions and abusing him and all that.
For my own level, the standards I set myself, I think I went a bit too. I was a bit too harsh on the whole.
Because it's the frustration. It's not even with Madueke. It's Chelsea stink. It's 50 million. It's not a game changer.
Just so
see what the other team are doing.
It could have been anyone else. It could have been anyone. It could have been freaking Caicedo. It could have been freaking. It could have been.
I don't know. If we were getting Caicedo and Palmer and them, man, I'm cool. Personally,
I still, bro, the PTSD initially.
Oh, come on, sir. If in this imaginary world, Moyes Caicedo is coming to Arsenal or Cole Palmer, you're gonna get PTSD.
Deluded. Do you know how good Willian was at Chelsea that first stint?
He was finished though. That last season, he was finished. He was finished. Last season, he was finished.
Okay, fair.
Our problem is we're robbing their bins. When they buy at Arsenal or used to buy at Arsenal, they came through the front door. Oh, Ashley Cole left that. Oh, Cesc Fabregas, you used to play for Arsenal. We'll have that. We're getting a past it check. We're getting David Luiz, and I think David Luiz and Czech were two of the they were better than what people give them credit for. William, we got you on a free, which somehow ended up being expensive. Who else? Madueke, may God be with you. Jorginho was cool.
He's the second, and that's the thing. He's the second of the profile of that different profile. So we usually go with the older ones. He's the second after Havertz, of which Havertz,
Timo, Nico Williams, Havertz as well.
Havertz again. We freaked out.
It's a weird one.
If we're being honest, the problem is the thing with where Kai Havertz. Where he struggles to win people over is people expect him to be what he's not.
We made him into a striker. It's a weird one with Kai, because I feel his reputation as a footballer week in, week out is higher than it was at Chelsea, even though he won a Champions League. And I think we shouldn't have bought it, and it's worked out a bit better, but it's still underwhelming. Like big money, big contract, obviously
the finances too. So that's
that might be someone that's moved on a year from now.
That same trap that Havertz, nah. Bro, 280.
He's on big money, bro. Go on.
Arsenal. So how if you play at Arsenal, one of two ways, right? Is it's either a Madrid, that next level of salary payers is coming to pay, is coming to get you. So the Madrid, Barca's, the Man Cities, the Uniteds, the people with serious money are coming to get you. So it's either they're coming to get you or you're seeing out your contract. Because
I wouldn't give it up if I was Kai.
That's what I'm saying. So for what people see, what's on the field, for what happens on the field and what happens in the bank account, it never matches up with Arsenal. For the average guys, we usually overpay. We always usually overpay.
No, but that's why I think so. But that's why I think the days might be numbered, just because Berta's coming. There's an element of no romance.
But how do you sell? How do you move a 280?
That's where I'm with you in that it's a fucking tough sell. Like I don't know where you're gonna go. All I can say to that is, at the end of the day, he's a German international. You played for Arsenal, you played for Chelsea. You might be. Apparently, there's interest from German clubs, and they'll be monitoring them. I think Sammy Motbell said it. It's a tough sell. I just look at it, and also what pours further cold water to aid your point is Arteta loves him. He will have a role to play as a squad player.
Yeah,
he's probably been one of our more top goal scorers. But those are, if you look at,
I don't know if we can get him on a newer contract because you'll need a period.
You got more than half that. More than half that, because I don't want to put a pile on with Kai. But naturally, if you're Saliba, if you're Saka, if you're anyone, you're like, raw, Kai's getting X amount. I need to get that. But then when you deep it, think about it. Like, obviously, where you look at our team, I know Gyökeres is here, Zubamendi, all of this stuff. But you probably were looking at central midfield and up front away from left wing. I don't think we're going to see Kai left wing. You never know. Center midfield and up front, right? Zubamendi's coming. We're going to get a striker now. Gyökeres is the number one. Then you might have a Marino. It comes down to Mikel Arteta's love for Kai, which is going to cost him, because the club are probably going to say, bro, we can't have you in that role for X amount of money, if I'm completely honest with you. So that's what leads me to be, if I'm honest with you, it's very different. But Kai Havertz, Martin Ødegaard, Martinelli, if they don't improve and the same things are kind of happening, I think these are guys the club might be like, oh, you know what? I have to move you on.
I hear you, and I completely agree with what you said.
I'm with you in that.
Based off our history, I'd be very shocked. We just don't. We can't, and we don't. Look at Zinchenko. Zinchenko, for example, is what did I think I saw something that we're struggling. We're struggling to sell. Well, that's probably why he started. These guys are playing to try and add value to their thing so we can sell them.
Valued in a preseason game we won and penalty shouts is crazy. It's crazy,
bro.
But if you're Zini, would you move on? Because you might think the manager knows I need depth now. My family's cool. I'm on 100K. I could be a free agent and I might be able to make movements elsewhere. Boy,
if I am anyone at Arsenal
next year,
the Arsenal in world football is almost ideal conditions. You've got the city of London, so your wife and your family are happy, right? You've got that.
I'm getting peas
again. You're getting peas, as we said. We pay very well. It's apparently it's a very nice club to be around. Everybody, even Sterling was saying that, you guys really took care of me and all that stuff. So we got good people around and all, and also, I mean, if you're not like Declan Rice that's chronically online, if you can just stay offline, stay off Twitter, it is the best club to be at, because there's zero expectations. There's zero accountability, zero expectations. So you just show up to work. You won't get fired. You'll fulfill your contract. That's it. So it's literally conditions wise. If I'm Zinchenko, his family's probably settled. There's probably, I don't know how the weather compares between Manchester and London, but his family.
I mean, all of England's weathers can be shit, but I reckon London's is a bit better than Manny's, if I'm honest.
Oh, there you go. This
ain't no different in it, though.
Families settled probably well in London. I'm guessing there's a lot of Ukrainian cats in London too, because London's a big city. There's a
very
lot of
multicultural melting pot. Yeah,
everyone there. So it's. Where would Zinchenko? Where would he even go? Italy, I guess.
This is what I'm saying, though, because this is what I'm saying, because he's been linked with West, just random. Obviously, being linked, media can just link anyone with anyone, but he's been linked with West Ham, Ajax, Dortmund, Atletico. I don't know, but that's where the twang happens. He might say, "Oh, you know what? I want to go over there, but I'm not feeling the wages." Or Arsenal might accept something because they want him to go. He's like, I don't want to go over there. You're essentially at his mercy. And obviously you throw Gabriel Jesus into that as well. Like, clearly we need to get a foothold on the wages. Because for me, it feels like Edu and Arteta, obviously not when you walked in, but when you started ripping up contracts and selling people, you kind of cleaned up the mess that was there in the previous regimes. And then indirectly, not all of it is necessarily their fault, because players get left behind, people get injured, the team moves forward. That's life, innit? But it feels like they've cleaned up the mess, and now you've made your own mess. And I feel last season, because this time last year, when we were trying to talk about, we finished a point or two behind City. If we do X, Y, Z in the market, we'll be lit. I feel that's right, and fans, we should have had that. But then also, when I look at it, there's clearly been a remit to get some money back. There's been a lot of spending, not too much coming in, giving a lot of contracts, people not proving their worth. That's why I think, on top of everything, maybe we could have kept these guys for depths, but the Ramsdales, the Nketiahs, all of these things. That's why I think with Berta, bro, when he's come in, there's a remit to get the new contract sorted out and move people on. You got to remember, Berta's got an extremely good football CV, But he came into this football team with an incredible financial degree. And you said at the start, as you know yourself, you know how the Cronkies are. Sorry, Zar, for a sec. Big up yourself, Sean. Big up DG and Zaza. Noosa for left wing and Eze for me. Noosa's going to be expensive.
That's the Dortmund guy, right? Is Noosa?
Nah, Leipzig. Norwegian like Odegaard. But yeah, go on. You was about to say something. My love for the super chat.
Oh shit, what was I? I was completely. Oh, the we're talking about the Berta selling.
Yeah, man, we need to get a foothold on that, man.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be, and I hear you. It's just the wages that we give is where, because it's the guys we don't want to sell are the guys that are selling. That is the situation that we fall into. My brother, we put Saka for sale. He is flying. We're gonna have
to write
million callers. He is flying off the shelves. Quick, we put Saliba on sale, flying off the shelves. We put Gabriel on sale, flying off the shelves. We put Declan Rice on sale. You get what I mean? Zinchenko now, it's like, okay, you look at the player a little bit, and especially someone like him, that's a system player. He's a system player, so he's going to be even tougher to move, because what is he?
We got to sell the carrot of he's a midfielder, man. Let's just ignore anything about left back.
That's it. But how recently people they hardly ever get to see him unless he's playing for Ukraine. They hardly ever get to see him at midfield. So it's tough to really analyze that. I guess our system where he moves in, but he hasn't even been playing that much too. So it's gonna be tough to move all of the guys that we want to move on. But Berta, this is what we bought you for. This is what they say. They say you're a bud man. They say you're this that, and
the next 2 years, serious
guys. The Berta guys are gassing you up online. They do a madness and sell people.
Me as well, man. In Berta we trust. I do say that. So I'm trusting you.
I have to see a bit more of him.
One love for the super chat, Brian. Good morning, gentlemen. Would you sell Martinelli or Trossard if it meant getting Eze or Rodrygo? I think they're both better than our current options. For Rodrygo, yeah. I think what you're saying is Trossard and Martinelli out, Eze and Rodrygo in. I'm on that.
Oh yeah. Oh, if I could do a straight swap, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that.
If I could do a straight swap, them two, yeah. But selling one of the two, Martinelli or Trossard will be the easier one to, because he can think. Maxi D. So he's going on loan? That's another thing we need to get.
He can't go on loan. He's 15. But I wanted to ask you, with him and Nwaneri, because we've obviously spoken about him before, but with him and Nwaneri yesterday, like, are they putting pressure on Odegaard? Because Odegaard's down on his luck. Yesterday weren't great. He's coming off the back of a bad season. We've kind of been talking about it as well.
So Dowman, no. Dowman, as you pointed out, he's 15. He's still way too young. He can play. He's still on a youth contract, but now he can play and train. And play in the first team, right? Or something. I don't know what the rules.
Yeah, he can't be in the. Well, I don't know about preseason, but I know if he can't be in the change rooms, because up until recently, Nwaneri couldn't change with the boys. Dowman definitely can't be. I would imagine there's safeguarding issues. I think his family have flown out with them as well, such as his age. And I don't know how it works in America. Yeah, and obviously he's gonna be a footballer. God forbid nothing bad happens to him. Innit? He's gonna be a footballer. But I don't know how it works in America. But he's 15, turning 16, so you're in year 11. So this is like your GCSEs.
You do your O levels. You do. That's what he's doing. His O levels.
O levels. GCSEs still. GCSE.
Oh shit! So we used to call them all. We used to do GCSE when I was in Zim. We used to do the I version, the international. So
fuck it! Oh, man said O levels.
We used to do O levels and A levels. GCSE. IGC and what's the ASO and
then you got it's what's it? You got GCSEs, then you've got A levels and AS levels and something called B Tech, which is more or less the same thing, but that's just coursework in it. You don't do tests and that. But this is what I mean for him.
So our one, the international one, the IGCSEs were called O levels. So you went OAS, then A.
Fuck it up. But yeah, Nwaneri and Dowman is pressure.
Yeah, also on the Nwaneri thing. The putting pressure on Nwaneri, yes. Nwaneri, yes. Nwaneri, and I think also with the contract negotiation too, that probably well, I know they tried to downplay it, but that probably was brought up. The whole they didn't demand I wouldn't say they demanded game time. I don't think they demanded game time.
No, is that definitely one?
They seek clarity. Man. They seek clarity on, look, what are we doing here? Are we backing up? Are we backing up, or are we competing? And if it's the latter, deluded, if it's are we competing, and Arteta actually is a very fair man, the thing that Odegaard has going for him, good, is he's club captain. So that will
he's more experienced, which you can't get experience without being given opportunity.
You don't buy experience, you play for experience.
But you also have heard rumors that like we're not really on the Eze, and Xavi Simons looks like he's going Chelsea, but we're not on them because we're betting on Nwaneri, which is positive on one hand, but then under the premise of getting over the line and these young players trying to learn, it's like you can't have it both ways, but it's not really making sense to me.
Yeah, it's you gotta find that. Wait, so wait, hold on. So the Eze interest is to play in that 10 role, not
that's
for the left side?
I have no clue, but I just look at that's what I saw. But I just look at Nwaneri and Eze. They're very different, but they can both play 10, they can both play 8, they can both play off the right. I don't think Nwaneri couldn't play off the left like Eze. I wouldn't put him there, but you get the point. Technically, they can both play up front. I've seen Eze play as a false 9, and Arteta did say Nwaneri could have a future as a striker. I don't think that's going to happen. But then if you rock up with Rodrygo, with Eze, Odegaard still here, obviously all the other midfielders that might not be like midfielders, on one hand, we're crying for depth, and there is a lot of game time, but there's not games that I think at some point next season, and I'm a hypocrite because I want to win every week, I think Mikel Arteta would have to say to Ethan, I'm going to give you 10's probably an exaggeration, but I'm going to throw my hat on you for 5 to 10 games. If you play good in your first game, don't get excited. If you play terrible, don't get fingered. I'm just going to throw a hat on you and see what you're doing. Be interesting, man, because you can't have it both ways. We can't have all the young minutes and then all the other players and shit.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's it goes back to that point where that I asked you, is like, in his contract negotiations, did he probably seek clarity on that situation
as he should? Yeah.
If the Eze, so what's this Eze situation that we're hearing? If am I competing? Am I a backup? Am I gonna have a fair shot? That kind of, it's like A level and old school, like SATs. Yeah, SATs. But yeah, anyway, sorry. So it's the Nwaneri. It's interesting. If he gets a fair shot, which it's not going to be. I mean, I don't know if my eyes were lying to me yesterday, deluded, but he looked sharp.
He's a wonderful player, man.
He looked sharp. He almost scored a banger. So it's
both of them are Nwaneri and Max Dowman are wonderful players, and I hope them two, along with Miles Lewis-Skelly and Saka, and there's probably some 13-year-old who don't know in a couple of years' time we're going to be gassing him. You want to see them all come through Hale End, man.
Also, that being said, Odegaard didn't look that bad too yesterday. So
you say that, but there's been a lot of people not really happy with Martin. He
didn't look that. Again, I think it's the whole.
He missed the pen as well.
The anxiety part. My reclaim at home, bro. My first been,
which is great because it was news to me. Nwaneri.
Why was he?
Apparently, Noni Madueke didn't count as homegrown.
Isn't he English?
That's why I thought, but I think he went off. Obviously, I think he left at 15, 16 to go play for PSV. Turned down United, actually, and then come back, and the rules he doesn't fall under that. Donna's changed them.
Wait, are they doing the whole? I thought that only applied for foreign players. I thought if you're English, you're automatically homegrown.
That's what I thought.
I thought if you're born in England, and you grow up in England and all
that's
that, you're automatically homegrown.
But then I think it's something to do with how long you spent in an academy setting as well.
So the foreign, I thought that was the rule for the foreign players, where before you turn 21, you had to have spent 2 or 3 years. You have to have spent 3 years in the 3 years in the.
I'm sure Saliba and Martinelli, they count as homegrown for us. David Raya counts as homegrown as well.
Saliba counts as homegrown because we bought him at 18.
Yeah, because he was a youth. Yeah.
Raya was like at Blackburn and all that when he was 18 and all that. So that's what I thought, that it only applies for the foreign guys. Noni is actually born in England, and then he left at 50. He played from like 9 until he was at Spurs.
He only grew up in Barnet.
Yeah. And then he left when he was 15 to go play at PSV. And at that time, I think, was it still the Euros or Brexit? I have no idea. Whatever. That's it.
Say that again?
Make them sales. Was when he left, were they still in the Euro, in the EU?
Well, must have, he had to have left before Brexit. He had to have left. Oh. If he left at 16, he's 23 now. Yeah, Brexit ain't. Well, we're fucking hell. When was Brexit? But yeah, no, he must have. He must have.
Brexit was Boris Johnson. When was Boris Johnson? That was a while.
Yeah, time flies, man.
Like Theresa May. It's been David Cameron's.
Oh, our politics are not as exciting as you lots, man. There's never a dull day over them sides.
Bro, I was only.
But your president giving Chelsea medals in that.
Let me tell you something. I was only been this exciting since when did he start? Since 2016. Since he's entered the fray the first time round, and now the guy is. Yeah. Anyway, this is Arsenal, not
America doesn't make no sense though. You lot are funny, man.
It's funny. So Eze, huh? Wait, the Gyökeres thing.
Yeah. To wrap it up, I want to ask you about. Let us know your thoughts on Mr. Gyökeres, man, because we've indirectly spoke on him. Do you think he's going to be the first choice? Some people think he's going to be a plan B to Kai Havertz. Let us know your thoughts, man.
That question that you ask is a tough one to answer. Here's my answer to your question. Old Trafford, Arsenal team sheet comes out. Who do I think is going to be the starting up front? Old Trafford, Kai Havertz.
I knew you said that.
Answer to that question. Whether that will be the case for the rest of the 37 games of the season, that's a different story. I think Arteta this season will rotate a bit better. I think so. I think we might even try. I'm hoping to see it, which is why we need to get him in. We need to get him in as fast as possible. I think we might try send Kai Havertz back into midfield to go rotate some of the guys. Maybe in that.
Because he has to find a way to get him in the team.
Yeah, Havertz. Unfortunately, Havertz has a starter salary, so whether people like it or not, Havertz has to start. Another thing that I see online that people get gassed and excited, and when they're doing the team sheet, starting lineup, and all that. Let me say this loud and clear and all that. Whether I agree with this or not is a completely different thing. But the reality of the situation is people don't want to hear this, don't like to hear this. Miles Lewis-Skelly won't be starting. He is not a starter. The starter at left back is Ricardo Calafiori. It's as simple as that. The starter at left back is Ricardo. I don't think Miles Lewis-Skelly will be starting.
You don't think Miles Lewis-Skelly going to be starting next season?
Miles Lewis-Skelly come United game. As long as everybody's fit and the whole preseason at Old Trafford, Miles Lewis-Skelly will not be the starting left back. Do I agree with that? Absolutely not.
But why do you think that? I love the competition for places, but why do you?
That's Arteta. Arteta, he's Arteta's guy. That's what he bought him for. It's just we haven't seen him there because of the injury. He's on one of those starter salaries. He's on 150. And unfortunately, Miles is what? I think he's like on 30 or 50K a week or something.
So wait. So
the starter.
Because we went from talking about Kai Havertz to Calafiori. So Calafiori, because Calafiori is on 150 grand, he's starting ahead of Miles Lewis-Skelly, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And likewise up front, Kai Havertz, because he is the highly paid one, will be starting ahead of Gyökeres.
So this is just in general, or is this just for the United game?
So what will then happen throughout the season, you never know, because injuries and things change. But in the team depth chart, as we call it here in America, I don't know how in England how you think the actual depth chart, the starting left back right now at the beginning of the season, Ricardo Calafiori. The starting striker, even with Gyökeres in right now at the beginning of the season, Kai Havertz.
So despite the fact that Miles Lewis-Skelly's become an England international, boss Real Madrid, did all right against PSG and done everything, Calafiori's going to start ahead of him for you?
I believe so. Calafiori is an Italian international.
Yeah, I love Calafiori, but I think that's Miles Lewis-Skelly's spot to lose, which is, if they're both playing well, it's great. I can't say I agree with that.
I'm in your camp. I'm in your camp, deluded. I'm in your camp. That's what I personally think. But what my brain tells me is it's the other way around. The spot is Calafiori's. Miles had it only because of the injury. and it turned out well, so we had to keep him there. But now with the season ended, with the new season starting, with preseason going, it's Calafiori's spot to lose.
Talk to me about Gyökeres then, man. Like, what's your concern?
Excited, different profile. I mean, the 60 goals.
You don't sound too gassed, man. We got 9, you know.
No, I'm always skeptical. I'm always skeptical because the 60 goals that he scored, those were for Sporting. Those don't count for us. So it's always, I need to see first preseason how he looks for us in a preseason game. And you'll see, people can go back. I've been on the record. I did an Arsenal Fan TV interview when we bought Jesus. If you look at my thing, I was the same way. I was when we initially bought him. I was like, I don't know. I saw him in preseason. I saw him chop, man. I went on that camera. I was like, all right. After the end of the preseason, I was like, yo, Robbie, this guy, minimum 25 goals. And that's what it looked like until he blew out his knee. So
those first 6 months from Jesus were magical, man.
Yeah, I have to see how he fits. It looks like he's more of a different profile. He's not a back to thing. He tries to run in behind. We don't usually play that way. So hopefully he fits very well with us. Maybe provides us with a different element and all. And Arteta actually alters the system to try to get the best qualities out of him. But the part that I'm really excited about is the final third. If he can just keep that strike rate going, where
let's get me my 20 goals in the league, man.
Target, bro. If he gives us minimum, we need diluted. We need, if we get minimum 20 through the middle, 15 right, 15 left.
Couple of a man chipping in.
Titles ours, bro. 20 in the middle, I'm happy with that. 15 on the right, I'm happy with that. Am I getting 15 on the left?
Boy, the less said on that side, the better, man. I mean, Madueke, Martinelli, Trossard, prove us wrong. Eze, Rodrygo, answer your phones.
That's from the starter. The other guys also have to chip in with like 5 or so.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I think a lot of our players should do. You should be the guys that chip in.
Out of them 3 guys, is there one guy there that can give us 15? Martinelli showed us he could.
It won't surprise me if they do and don't, which is good and bad, because I've seen Trossard have great goal scoring seasons in general. We've seen the 1 year from Martinelli. Fair enough, I ain't seen that from Madueke. So it wouldn't shock me because you have the capacity, but it also shock me it wouldn't shock me if you don't do it because of reasons we discussed in this last hour. Crazy.
Yeah, it's tight of Havertz. Yeah, I'm with you. But Havertz is Arteta's guy.
And he's gonna have to live or die by that. Like, your stupidity might cost you out there.
He spent so much, he invested so much in Kai Havertz being a centerpiece of the project.
Because now Marino looks like a decent option, or as equal of an option as Kai Havertz.
I was talking to one of our guys in the thing, and I tweeted it out yesterday. He comes in immediately. That header sharp on target, almost goal. That guy in the box is very.
There was a lot of cutbacks that you thought Gyökeres we score here.
Let me tell you something. That guy is my guy to watch for us this season. I think Marino is going to have a massive season, and it pains me that he doesn't have a spot. Like, what is he? It's like, what is he now? What is he now? Like, centrally, I now actually prefer to see him up front.
Yeah, same.
It's like he's now, for me, is he even a central midfielder?
I think you're a striker first. You can mix and blend a couple times in midfield off the bench with the occasional starter in the League Cup, but I've not been convinced with Marino in the middle.
That's
up front. It seems he drops into midfield anyways, but up front he just looks like he's calm there.
He finds he's so smart up front, bro. It's like he's not quick. He's so intelligent. His timing and his pocket finding is incredible.
Finish on that guy as well.
And then this ball striking is unreal. Each shot he takes seems to be on target every time he hits a shot.
I can't lie, man. He made me just think about how much we've got to do, man.
Bro, that left side, the left side ain't thinking. And Marino, we gotta find in my personal depth chart. Honestly, I would start until I see Gyökeres. I think Marino's ahead of Havertz, but that's not what Arteta thinks.
Exactly. And don't get twisted. I do think Kai gets hated on, but
I think Skelly's ahead of Calafiori, but I don't think that's what
I don't know. That one you lost me. I don't know about that. That's Miles Skelly's spot right now.
I am so convinced the Calafiori.
I need to see some evidence.
I hope
it seems like PTSD.
I'm hoping I'm wrong.
That one's mad now. I can't lie, man. I think
I know, bro. I get it. I mean, we all love him. We love the guy. That's the thing. And I think he's a very good player too.
Two good options. Calafiori can invert as well, but you'd probably more want him just bombing down that flank.
Arteta will use he's a youngster, so he can take you'll make excuses. But the Marino's the one that I actually feel very strongly that he. Depth chart wise, bro, I know he was brought to be a thing, but Marino should be ahead of Havertz. I would swap them two. I would honestly swap. Ooh, diluted. How about that? On the depth chart, just swap Havertz and so. But Rice starts. The thing is, Havertz has to start. He can't.
It's gonna sound mad, but I'd rather Marino up front and Kai in midfield.
That's what I'm saying. Swap the two. So put Havertz back in central midfield. Put Marino up front.
But I'd rather see Marino. I've got more time for Marino up front than Kai Havertz in midfield. If I'm honest with you, unless it's one of those ugly. There's ugly games I think Kai can play.
Havertz has to start. That's the thing.
He don't have to start. Arteta's gonna have to make. That's why Arteta this season you're gonna live or die by your choices, isn't it? Like obviously when you get to that game where it's 2 a week. 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days, then you're going to have to do things. Like, I do think there's a role for Kai. Yeah, I just don't think Kai. Yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully they're both squad players.
Havertz is the problem in this entire project. Havertz, I mean that, I don't mean that in a mean way. It's that he's the key cog. We live in. Actually, let me put it this way. Havertz is the one we live and die by in this entire project. So we just have to pray that he plays Ballon d'Or level because come rain, come thunder, no matter what, that guy will find his way into the team.
I've got time for Kai, man, but like,
he's a good player.
All of this, to conclude this stream, all of this is Kai. Mikel Arteta. You got to make it happen, innit? This is your squad. These are your players. We're getting the depth. It's a new man in Berta coming in. At some point, you're going to have to look at the manager. I actually rate you quite highly, Arteta. I think you're a good coach. You now need to prove you're a winning coach. We're at that stage now where we need to win. We know we're not Man City and Bayern Munich and Madrid that we're bullying and winning every week, but 3 seasons of finishing second. Fundamentally, that's where it stops and starts second. The players need to get used to winning. They deserve a day out at Wembley. They deserve to win stuff a bit like us. We're going to need Kai in the squad, but Arteta, I think what Zara's alluding to is what we all believe in, that Kai's going to feature a lot more prominently than a lot of you feel. Just because we've got Gyökeres don't mean you're never going to see Kai again. And he might randomly see him start. And I do think he starts against Man United purely because Gyökeres is not on tour right now, and neither is Madueke. Like, you're behind in what tactically Arteta wants. Yeah. So we'll have to see, man. So let people know they can find you, bro.
Exactly what you said about Havertz is how I feel about our left back situation too.
I can't say I don't extend that to left back. I think Zara's a bit crazy with that one, but you're crazy until it works. Because if that happens, now Zara's a genius, isn't it? I don't mind Calafiori, but I think you're moving mad. I think Miles Skelly, that's your spot to lose unless you're injured or suspensions and whatnot. Where can we find you, Zara, man? It's been a while. We need to do this again soon, man.
Listen, it was peace times. It was peace times. So I was doing day in the life vlogs and all that. I'm back to talking football. I'm back. Messi, the #1 Messi hating reporter, is back on the beat. I just dropped a banger. I'm on Messi's neck. The guy. How can they market him as him going to the All-Star game and then 3, 4, 5 hours before, 6 hours before kickoff, I see a tweet that the guy ain't showing up. Bro, you know how much a nosebleed ticket to in a game that Messi's at is? Diluted. $400 to sit up in the nosebleed, and the guy just decides 6 hours before, don't go. But yeah, if you want to see that kind of football coverage, the real kind of football coverage.
Is that why you're a Messi hater? Like, or you just a hater in general?
I mean, I am a Messi hater. I'm a Messi hater because what Barca did to us. So Messi's not.
All right, fair enough. Now you can't hate.
Messi's not my goat, so that's why I'm on mine. And that's my thing. Once I hate you at the beginning of your career, I'm on your neck the entire career. But yeah, at the midget Zimbo on TikTok, Instagram, and
this guy is mad. You're a madman, Zar. But you just said where to find him, Zar. Appreciate you. It's been fantastic picking your brains with everything Arsenal. Got to do this before the season starts. I'll contact you. And again, people, I'm sure you lot agree and disagree with everything we've said. So like, comment, subscribe, follow Zar on his socials. Zar, I know it's morning time. Is it morning still over there?
Yes, sir. It is 10.
Yeah, man. Get on your.
So I'm getting onto the train immediately off to work.
Yeah, man. Get on with your day, man. Don't let me F it up, bro. Appreciate you, my guy.
You take it easy.
Done, no, my guy. In a bit. Safe.